Roland owns a Black Lotus, not impressed. Yeah. All right, one card on the bottom for Roland. Scalding Tarn, pass from Omar, who's on the play. Plains for Roland. It's like a fetch and a brainstorm. Nice snow-covered island. Jubilee. Who I've become a fan of. I've liked many tweets from Jubilee over the last year or so of their art. All right, here's Scalding Tarn. There's the Plains for Roland and pass the turn. Fetching with Scalding Tarn now. Here's a Tundra. No creatures have hit the board yet for Roland. Teferi Time Raveler is the first permanent played in this game, non-land. Anyway. Alright, Teferi bounces nothing and draws a card. Shen likes the Tron basics. Yeah, I guess they kind of look like the Tron movie aesthetic. Roland not doing much taxing so far in this game. All right, first creature cast in this game is Recruiter of the Guard. It gets force pitching Ponder. Okay. Strong reaction from Omar on the Recruiter. Here's Ponder.
Yeah, we're gonna shuffle that, right?
And Ponder shuffle.
Put my land for turn, and I'll shuffle back. Is that a mountain? Oh no, plains. That means thinking.
It's the snow-covered plains. Squiller time with a great question. Is Orcish Bowmasters, new card from Lord of the Rings, good enough to go Orzhov in Death and Taxes? I'm not a Death and Taxes player, so I'll hold my opinion for any Death and Taxes players in the chat that want to try to answer that first, and then I'll weigh in. Teferi Time Raveler is removed by Skyclave Apparition. When putting an illusion token reminder off to the side. What are the three on it? And a sword. So the illusion token will now enter. It's a 3/3.
Second main. Sure.
Brainstorm from Omar. Shen says it may be, but who plays more than one scrubland in the deck?
I'm going to chain lightning you, surveil trigger, surveil that into the yard, goes up to 2. Move combat. I will donate 5. Yeah, oh yeah, I have 2 like that. I have to imagine that hand would be pretty gassed up with a color source.
Cards.
I did, yeah, because
4 cards.
the hand was just like kind of.
4 cards in hand for Omar.
I drew the Chromox after I killed him. The Chromox, because I had this spell. What was your that there?
Bring you in hand. Okay. And
But then you have a pro box when you just pitch one. I just
So for me, it doesn't feel Orcish Bowmasters doesn't feel like a Death and Taxes kind of a card. And I agree with Orcan Man that if possible, you probably want to be as mono white as possible. All right, here's Jitte. Force of negation. All right, so that's countered and exiled. Yeah, Maverick, on the other hand, seems like a deck that could potentially use Bowmasters. Maybe. There are Abzan Maverick decks out there already. All right, Recruiter of the Guard for Roland. This time gets Flicker Wisp. Could be a way to remove this illusion from the battlefield. John says it may be cool in Death Shadow. Yeah, I think Death Shadow is a deck that may be a better home for Bowmasters.
Go ahead.
And there are, as Shen points out in the chat, there are mono black, just creature based, no combos decks popping up now with the likes of Shieldred, Dothy Voidwalker, Opposition Agent, Plague Engineer. What else is in these decks? Bunch of stuff. All the good black creatures. Flicker Wisp getting a dress down in response.
Is it kill it? Depends. What's the phrasing on Spectral Evaporation?
Speculative is just like, I think it comes in.
I believe it just defines it. Like it doesn't.
Yeah, XX illusion token. So that's a fixed base power and toughness.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to confirm. Yep. All right, 13, 16 still, so.
And it looks like it's all good here. Dress down resolves. Omar draws a card. Flicker Wisp comes in. Doesn't have any ability.
I brainstormed in the day, so I'm like, okay, maybe what I do is I daze this, then I wasteland him, and now he's wasteland. But then you hit the.
Rishadan Port is the land now in the top left for Roland, and I think it's going to get used here. Yep.
Response. Cast Snapcaster Range.
Yeah.
I think the dress down's supposed to be gone now. I think they're forgetting to throw it away, but there's no dress down on the board currently. Swords on Flicker Wisp.
Wait, does that happen though?
Oh, no, sorry. This should be in the graveyard.
Okay.
Because I cast this during your main phase, so during
Gotcha.
the
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. All right. Just wondering if that was.
All right, the dress down was forgotten for a moment there, but it's all good now.
Combo. Oh, sorry, no.
It just came in. Yeah.
Okay, attacking with the 3/3 illusion.
I'll go ahead and attempt the swords.
That's
Swords on the illusion. So it took quite a while, but I guess Omar gets a swords out of Roland's hand with that illusion. After Flicker Wisp failed its mission. All right, here's Cauldron Complete. Hard cast. Germ comes in and swinging for 6. It's pretty good. That's going to be hard to deal with.
and villains. Cast Fairy.
Okay, Teferi Time Raveler. Bounce the Germ. Okay. The removal spell on the Recruiter could fix this situation.
In response, I'll power.
All right, so there it is. You're attempting to equip with Cauldron Complete. The equip cost is 7. And a swords in response. So that worked out for Omar pretty well.
Cast Narset?
Sure.
Minus.
I think as far as Death and Taxes, though, and Death and Taxes players in the chat, let me know what you think. The average Legacy player or Modern player or whatever seems to look at new creatures, especially in the color white, and think to themselves like, this may be good in Death and Taxes because it's a strong card all on its own. But the bar for Death and Taxes to add new cards to the deck is actually a lot higher than people give it credit for. The deck functions well because the different parts of the deck, the game pieces, the different cards that are included, all work kind of synergistically or work together to achieve the goal and fill different roles. For the all right, that's Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Fill different roles for the and here Spirit of the Labyrinth, another role player in this deck. So, all right, now I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, Thalia, Spirit of the Labyrinth, Stoneforge Mystic, Recruiter of the Guard, Skyclave Apparition. You know, like it's very hard to justify cutting even one copy of any of these cards to try and fit some new card most of the time. You know, eventually we'll get like a Modern Horizons type of set, which like Cauldron Complete immediately earned its spot, or Skyclave Apparition earned its spot. I don't even remember at this point what was like replaced by Skyclave Apparition. Not that it's necessarily always a one-for-one replacement. But anyway, it's kind of hard to justify adding most on their own perfectly good creatures to Death and Taxes just because the deck only functions as well as it does because of the sum of all of its parts. Does that make sense, everybody? Do Death and Taxes players watching agree, or is that another bad take from Chris? I don't know. Yeah, Legacy decks are dialed in, and Death and Taxes is one of them.
Go to attacks. It's good.
And I think, again, I'm not a Death and Taxes player, but I think most Death and Taxes player would say, you know, you're going to replace Spirit of the Labyrinth, a card that's completely irrelevant outside of this shell in Legacy, with some new 2-drop that's actually a good card all on its own. Are you nuts? You would cut Spirit of the... You get what I'm saying? Like, you need Spirit of the Labyrinth in the deck, or the deck doesn't work.
Lands in my hand.
Even though Spirit of the Labyrinth is, on its own, not as powerful as some of the other white 2-drops that could be added to the deck.
So, not during it.
I'm just using that as an example.
Second main phase.
All right, here's Stoneforge Mystic. A card powerful all on its own. Let's see if Omar has a response to that.
That's fine.
All right, that's fine. So with both Narset and Teferi on the board, neither of them really does much with its static abilities in this matchup, but over time, Omar could get some value, especially out of Teferi, if it's left unchecked. Scott pointing out, unless there's a Terminus or Verdict coming, it's about to be over for Omar. I agree. And worth pointing out that if Kaldra equips a creature, that creature will become indestructible, and Supreme Verdict won't even be able to stop it. So Omar's got to hurry up and solve this problem here.
I'm like, I think this card is good. It's like, it's a threat, and like, if you can drop it early, like, yeah, I can hold it, but then you still have the initiative.
Still in response.
But it definitely is significantly easier to deal with. I think I had one on my side.
I'll cast
I don't even
a
remember
Snapcaster
how I
Range.
put it. Oh, you know what? Fuck. You're talking the Hydro.
Yeah.
I
Targets Swords. Pay the 1, cast it targeting.
Alright, I lied, guys.
Targeting the
This is
Thalia.
my most embarrassing match.
All right, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, is thrown into exile, also known as Mina Harker by the more hip Magic players. Teferi Time Raveler ticks up. Yeah, this is still game 1.
Well, the Fable would have been a turn 1 card, but I just dealt with it. Yeah.
It's quite a battle.
Was you were gonna find Solitude or something, and really go to town. Or even like if you dropped
Field of Ruin. I'm going to field. targeting
Field of Ruin on Volcanic Island.
That's why I said you should always just put.
Yeah, Death and Taxes versus Control always a bit of a slog. Dom is right. At least usually.
Was that the bottom card of your deck?
Turn off.
This was on button.
You know, I actually got the tokens. Like, he's gonna be, like, I can't just let him get
Just making sure it wasn't someone else.
I need to pull the goblin token.
I know worries.
Worried about the back.
I
Also, yeah, I got one of these. I brought in the recipes. When non-Delver players bring in recipes, I'm like, weird. But then I'm like, but then I'm like, okay.
That's a turn.
The game goes long, like,
Tap. I'll keep on tap down when it plays. In response, with the planes that you're targeting,
Solitude and going I can just play any white card, but like I think it's reasonable. Well, the only time that valid is because you're playing challenge.
I'll plow the Stoneforge first.
Swords on Stoneforge in response to Rishadan Port targeting that Plains, and Batter Skull has been put into play by Stoneforge. It's all successful. If that Germ gets equipped again, it's going to be pretty scary. 54% favor for blue-white controls at Twitch chat as we were getting started, and I think we're seeing a really close match. 54% is pretty close. Twitch chat was right. John, thank you for the resub. 6 months for John.
But in that particular scenario, I would have just showed you just kind of.
I will.
Sorry.
Does that get trampled?
Actually, no, that's wrong.
It does get
You
trampled.
would have seen kind of, but Brainstorm showed me the counter. So I don't know if it was the top card or not.
If it's like the opening solve.
So the Brainstorm showed me to land a second counterbalance, a second triumph. And I was like, all right, well, I was looking to protect the counterbalance. And then, yeah, so I was like, but I also don't want to count.
Ah, was there a missed activation of Teferi there? Hope that doesn't come back to bite. That Teferi is pretty important. Spirit gets equipped by College of Complete. Teferi down. All right, Teferi was gone, a goner regardless, so that's not a big deal.
This was the list that like put together, and then I just didn't play it. I think like I'm too afraid. I've been liking this deck.
I'll ending 2 colors the Spirit.
Sure. Yes, sir.
All right, Spirit of the 11th removed by Prismatic Ending. Twitch chat pointing out 2 life wasn't gained from the Swords to Plowshares. I don't think either player is keeping track of life totals on a pad off to the side, but that does happen sometimes where they update on a pad and don't update the phone. We'll see. Attacking for 4. Right, yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's writing anything down, so unfortunately Roland just lost 2 life.
So I couldn't counter it. Or yeah, I dropped the show until the Draxa comes out turn 4. It's like, well, let's go to the next one. I played against something that who went 3 turns in a row. Ponder Wasteland, Ponder Wasteland, Ponder Wasteland.
Flicker Wisp comes in. Blinking College of Complete.
And I will toss it back to you. Upkeep.
Yep.
Tap down a. We'll go planes. That's fine.
With the draw?
What does Omar need here? This Cauldron is going to be a big problem.
At no point in my calculations is I'm like, yeah, surgical on like all these other cards.
Maybe something like the Wandering Emperor, or hey, there's the Wandering Emperor. I called it. Wandering Emperor is not too bad.
Deal with your stuff, and it's just not crossed my mind. It's like, yeah,
Ending the
that's
drum.
what people are gonna do.
Ending on the germ. All right. Attacking for 4. This 2 life missed for Roland that Twitch chat pointed out could be a big problem.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. I think once you get counterbalance down, it's just like such a hard.
I'm gonna equip the Flicker Wisp with
Dude, this deck is so good.
Shatter Skull. Yep. 8 vigilance. Or 6 vigilance. You can attack.
7 power with lifelink. Pretty good, as Dom pointed out. Wandering Emperor is going to be pretty good here, though. Mother of Runes. Okay, that puts a time limit on some stuff. We know Omar has the Wandering Emperor ready to go. Goes down to 3 here with a fetch on upkeep. Yeah, Dom is right. Roland can potentially bounce Batter Skull using its ability and then replay it if needed. Ah, yeah, Wandering Emperor. You're so right, chat. That's why we have chat here. Wandering Emperor won't be able to hit the germ because it has vigilance now. That's right. I was still mentally thinking about the Cauldron, but now it's equipped with Batter Skull. You're so right.
You're at 7.
I'll plow the Flicker Wisp. You can 8. Yep.
Swords on the Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp had 7 power. Were they giving it 8 power? I don't know.
Who's got another range? Go ahead.
Cards. 3 cards.
3 cards.
I think this actually be mono or just like a punch.
Equip
Are you
Mom.
wondering if you
Batter
can
Skull.
play a cave?
That's fine.
All right. Equipping Mother of Runes or Batter Skull.
Sure. We'll gain 5. Second main.
Another Mother of Runes is pretty good.
Thinking on this one. Sure.
Yeah, I think Roland and Omar were counting Flicker Wisp was having 8 power for some reason. All right. Hardcast Force on the Mother Runes. Okay. I thought I had Resolve, but it turns out it was still on the stack. Iron City Trades, thank you for the bits. Thank you, Iron City. Appreciate that. With a Legends badge in the chat. You're a legend, Iron City. I appreciate it. Iron City Trades is, of course, our monthly cheerleader. You can see that up in the top left.
Skyclave Apparition.
Skyclave Apparition. Yeah, I don't think Mother Rune's giving itself protection is the right play here. Hardcast Force on Skyclave.
Good attacks. Cards in here? 2. Alright, let's just attack with the Mom. 5.
Attacking with Mother Runes. Chumping.
3, 4, 5. And I will pass him out of 8. I'll keep tap down our planes. That's fine.
Tapping down on planes. Looks like people that are not Twitch subs are about to head into an ad break if you're watching live. This is a long game. Sorry. Ran out of time. Snapcaster hits the stack for Omar. Yeah, the advantage bar is all over the place in this game. Snapcaster Ponder. Is there a way to avoid having to see the ads? There is. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, whether you're watching live or you're watching later, I mean, if you're watching live, you're in an ad break right now. If you want to support this channel and you have Amazon Prime, head over to our Twitch channel and you could subscribe for free. Appreciate it. Free with Prime. Great way to support 90s MTG and other channels like it. If a channel has a Twitch channel, go and support with Amazon Prime. As a Prime sub comes in, thank you Sky High Wi-Fi. Appreciate that. Easy. Solitude gets flashed in.
I love how you said out loud you assumed you were doing a shuffle. And it's in the back of my head. I was like, no. Okay, untap.
What a game.
That's your draw card? Yep. And then Solitude into no effects. Unnecessary. And step attack. Yep. And tap. People step down planes.
Alright, nothing on upkeep it looks like.
Okay.
I mean, I can't win, but I'll battle you, steal 2, 8, I'll daze my own spell.
Brainstorm back. Sure.
And I'll pay for it. I'll play this land and then I'll I will get the initiative and then you can take it back. I'll tap it out. This game. I needed a shuffle. I just needed the. It didn't have a touch. If you cast it,
Everything. I've thought about so many spots and I haven't thought about the third one.
having this spirit in my head was such an what I kind of made, I don't think I need
And Omar has a fetch to reset.
or both. So I could have just taken out that thing. Realistically. Yeah, we're tapped out. They gave me a chance to.
Has to watch out for Wandering Emperor here.
Solitude. I'll attempt to plow.
Okay, swords on Solitude. In response to it being equipped with College of Complete.
So you gain 3. I'll attack with the mom. Chump.
Attacking with the Batter Skull equipped Mother of Runes. It gets chump blocked. Omar's got to think about fetching here. Go down to 2. I don't think the life points matter that much. Leaves them on top. Okay. Could be a good sign for Omar. Has what they need.
You're saying I should.
Yeah, Comet would be something, right? Slam Comet and the game ends.
Cast off a Timeless Dragon.
Wouldn't that be an epic ending to this game?
Got it.
Alright, Timeless Dragon cast without using... what is it? Eternalized? This is just hard cast from hand.
I don't know. It's like.
I've seen a lot of bullshit on my part too, so it's like.
I don't think I'm gonna play here. Just, you know.
Some cards.
Absolutely.
I'll keep this. I'll pin.
2.
I'm not very sure what
This.
it's also.
18. DRC.
This is still game 1. This is still game 1.
Say go and upkeep.
Line Sash.
Lion Sash comes in for Roland. It's pretty good. Use the Russian import. Still haven't seen the Wandering Emperor make its appearance. I'm guessing it's one of the cards left in Omar's hand, right?
Only gains counters on permanents, correct? Yeah. So take the dress down.
This game has been going on for so long.
Take.
I'm not even 100% sure if I'm right on that. Pretty sure Wandering Emperor is one of the 2 cards left in hand, unless it was brainstormed away. All right, Lion Sash is growing itself a bit here. Proactively removing a bunch of stuff from Omar's graveyard.
Yep. So should have 3, 4. Oops. Yeah, you should have 1 less. 1 more. Okay. So 1 more. Okay. Good. So just cards to keep track. Yeah. So total 4 or all good to me.
Maybe Lion Sash going to reconfigure here to equip.
Yes. And reconfigure onto monsters. So currently is. Oh, it's 2 to 1. I don't know if I just touched that. If it was.
Oh, no, I think it was already 38.
So currently +4/+4. So it is now currently a 9/9 mon. Okay. And attack.
All right, attacked with a 9/9 Mother of Runes with lifelink. Pretty good. Twitch chat was wondering why doing it in the main phase. There's a reason. What classy music we have playing in the background, huh?
Yeah, you got this one. Okay.
All right, Roland takes game 1. Finally, what a marathon. All right, players drawing up hands here for game 2. A long game 1, Scalding Tarn pass. Either Vial comes in, pass the turn.
Oh yeah.
It's a good turn 1 for Roland. Let's see if Prismatic Ending removes it. Fetch with Scalding Tarn. If the Vial sticks, that'll be great for Roland. If it sticks around and is able to tick up to 2, up to 3, and so on throughout the game, this Vial could be really good. Let's turn 1 Ponder for Omar.
Ponder.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not random. Yeah.
All right, no removal for Vial yet. Plays a Misty Rainforest and passes.
Oh, it's fine. Because I should have read.
Oh, you want to do that?
Too late. I fucked up. Go. Learn from my mistakes.
I don't think it does much here, but it's over here.
I'll name human. Sure.
Cavern of Souls on human. There's a new name for Cavern of Souls, but I forgot what it is. Maybe Twitch chat knows. Thalia comes in. Vials on 1. This is a great start to game 2 for Roland. Path of the Dead. There we go. Path of the Dead naming human. Cavern of Souls is a thing of the past. All right, here's Tundra. Vial takes up to 2.
So I wouldn't even cast. Yeah, I would just challenge. Yeah. I realized, wait a minute, this isn't an initiative.
Waste on Tundra.
In response.
Okay, gets a Vulcan response. Is it Staticaster gets flashed in? Wow. Okay. It's a card we haven't seen on stream in quite a while.
What is required? I don't care about the phone. I had plenty of time to do my stuff. Why don't I hold this bolt? If he drops like a cage, he'd be glad I can hold it. Otherwise, I would bolt him. No, it's all. But if I'd been forging up, I would have continued to hold in their face and try to
All right, Staticaster removes Thalia.
Second main.
I guess you are.
Pick up the vial, and I'll play another one. Sure.
Another 2 vials just get deployed onto the battlefield by Roland. Those are going to be pretty good. Vial is so good in this kind of matchup. Okay, man says my biggest problem with the Lord of the Rings set is how much of it I will need to hoard under a mountain like Smog until a bunch of dwarves and hobbits come to steal it from me. Yes, exactly. How many collector booster boxes are you going to buy, chat? Are you going to try and get the One Ring? YouTube commenters, how many collector boosters are you going to buy? Let us know. Guillermo, thanks for the resale with Prime. 3 months, that's a new badge. Thank you. Yeah, there was a 1 million offer for the One Ring. I saw that. All right, people are going to buy singles. While I agree that you should buy singles, I'm a buy singles person myself. I meant buy collector boosters for a chance at getting the One Ring. 1 of 1. That's what I was referring to.
Oh my god. If I just
Can't get that if you buy singles.
even in a wasteland in hand.
My plan, I've already made up my mind. I'm going to buy 1 collector booster. If I don't get the One Ring in there, I tried.
Put Raven's credit to use it, I never did use it.
Pick this up at 3.
Yeah, I know that's completely like normal. Like I don't play the lottery or anything like that. I'm not much of a gambler, anything like that. But I will buy 1 Lord of the Rings collector booster. I will. I've made up my mind.
There you go.
Move to discard.
Move to discard.
5.
Discard a plow.
Yeah.
All right, so a vial on 5, a vial on 3, and a vial on 2 for Roland, but no creatures on the board. Staticaster on the other side.
7 I'll pass.
Staticaster is a 0/3. Dark Apprentice says same. I plan to open it at home and videotape it just for the chance. That's a good plan. I'm with that. Taller Eric's going to buy 1 collector booster who doesn't have the ring, and they're going to sell their collection. That's a good plan.
Because I still had like feed the storm as a backup
Some people think that the whole thing is going to be rigged.
for counterbalance.
Yasu here in the chat. What's up, Yasu?
Oh, before you discard. Oh, yeah.
Worm Harvester has given up buying MTG sealed products. It's over for Worm Harvester. It's all over.
Rated untap.
Solitude getting flashed in. It removes Staticaster. That's pretty good for Roland. Here's the Vial on 3 getting activated.
I feel like trying one.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm.
Recruiter of the Guard. It's pretty good. What will Roland find here? Stoneforge? We saw how good Stoneforge played a role in, how big of a role it played in Game 1. I saw a Cataclysm just flash as Roland's going through this deck. Maybe Spirit of the Labyrinth? If Stoneforge is already in hand? I don't think it already would be in hand, but maybe. Alright, vialing it in. It resolves. Roland will search up likely Cauldron Complete.
Like white shirts. I mean, Terminus can still hit it, and
It looks like it was actually Lion Sash.
obviously I have to play Star. Obviously.
Your sideboard.
So the Cavern is on human, Vials on 5, 3, and 2, and Roland deploying Solitude, Recruiter, and Stoneforge. All on Omar's turn. And removing Staticaster. That was a pretty huge turn.
Are you playing dress down
Activating Stoneforge, here's Cauldron complete. Okay, so Cauldron was already in hand. Lion Sash is in hand as well. Lion Sash could potentially be flashed in with Vial on 2 at some point. Potentially. Swinging in now. Yeah, it's not looking good for Omar at the moment. No white mana. Can't Supreme Verdict for at least 2 turns. And Supreme Verdict doesn't kill the Germ equipped with Cauldron complete either. That is the match. A handshake. Well played by both players. That was an awesome match. Good games. Good games.